Welcome to TheGrill, everybody. TheGrill is all about bringing together the leaders of the entertainment industry with the most innovative companies that are changing the face of our business and are bringing challenges to the industry and opportunities.
Would we say that I'm pissed that they changed the little plug on the iPhone 5 and now I have all these cords that don't fit anything?
The camera just pushed way in on me as if I'm about to say something really significant. I got nothing.
The problem is Hollywood and a lot of other industries, not just Hollywood, has been operated from the very gatekeeper mentalities. We'll give it to you when we want it. The consumers have taken control of the situation and they aren't giving it back. They've got these devices that allow them to manipulate all this content in ways that we can't even imagine, nor should we imagine, because they'll figure it out and let us know.
You don't need that initial capital to create that album anymore. And the listeners are able to get access to it directly anyway. And so that's how the labels got disintermediated. And that's the danger the networks and the studios find themselves in now, is that if the cost of production comes down low enough on some of this stuff, that's when you don't need to take a big flyer and to have a big tastemaker waging a big bet. Instead, it'll get produced through the Kickstarter model, et cetera.
It's really hard for a large company to innovate at the rates, a large legacy company to innovate the rates required to build new businesses. I've heard the Twitter backend the Ticketmaster backend described in incredibly complimentary terms as being able to handle a massive influx of surge demand, which is great. But it's by the internal accounts, it's a 20, 30-year-old technology.
But really what we're trying to do is just bring quality, must-see TV in the sense of things that we love, that we feel connect to an audience.
For some reason, people are generally more obsessed with NBC's brand than they are with our competitors.
I looked at it from the point of view of we should be as entertaining and engagement as any kind of network. So if there's Food Network, if there's HGTV, DIY Style, any of these lifestyle programs, why couldn't we be like that, but we could also sell the product?
With Ted, there was an aspect of realism that I wanted to this character. I didn't want him to play cartoony. I wanted people to forget that this was an animated character that they were watching. It sounds like a lot, but you know, animation demands that every day. After 10 years of having to put pieces together in my head, because each piece is being produced by a different department and you know, at a different time during the production schedule, you have to kind of be able to puzzle that out in your head at each step of the way. So my brain was luckily conditioned by the animation medium to be able to multitask in the moment.
One of the interesting kind of evolutions of our business, a lot of people talk about the DVD to streaming evolution. There's one that we're also in the middle of right now, which is the evolution from being perceived as a distributor to being a programmer. Which we've actually always been a programmer. We don't carry everything, but we have this DNA, you know, based on the DVD roots that we carry everything, and therefore we must be more like Comcast than we are like HBO.
Right.
But in fact, we are very much more like HBO in that we use programming dollars. We put things on Netflix that we want people to watch, and relative to what we're spending on it, if they're not watching it, we don't renew those deals.
So, I mean, do you see yourself more as a television network for the 21st century and less as, say, iTunes?
Yeah, it's a television network on steroids, but yeah.
Film is a unique case on Kickstarter because filmmakers need so much money. And you know, when I talk to a lot of filmmakers, and the way I encourage them to think about it is that you have your equity money, maybe you have your grant money if you're a doc, you have your friends and family money, and Kickstarter is your public money. You know, it's a chance to put your idea up, share it to the world, it immediately raises awareness for what you're doing. Suddenly everyone knows about this film that you're making, even if it's 2 years away.
What about like the idea of iTunes and everyone's buying singles and people aren't buying albums, and that doesn't seem to be supporting just like the fans.
Doesn't support long-range careers.
Yeah.
No, I mean when iTunes started and the labels gave in on Steve Jobs' demand that everything be saleable about track, that ostensibly has made the end of what I would call the concept album is over.
So would we say Steve Jobs ruined music?
No, we wouldn't say Steve.
We wouldn't say that?
We would say Steve Jobs changed music forever.
You know, I think at this point, you know, Obama can walk out onto a stage with his penis out, he's still going to win.